Hi everybody on YouTube. This is just a bit of a rundown of the year 2021 for me. On January the 1st this year, I put up a prayer on my social media account which said, Dear God, last year I said thank you for making me happy. This year I want you to help me be strong. And I didn't realise how prophetic that prayer was until I actually lived through a number of things that have sort of really changed me a lot as a person. The first one was my Facebook page being hacked after about 14, nearly 14 years in action. Excuse me. I had a hacker that broke into my account and put two-step authentication on it. Now, when I got the warning email, I thought, oh, it's a hoax, just someone's trying to play a trick on me, and I ran it off. But the next time I tried to go into Facebook, I found that I'd been locked out of my account, and I tried several ways to get my account reinstated. I did it even by showing them my license and several emails to Facebook and the OAIC, and to this day nothing yet has been, the problem has not yet been resolved. So it just goes to show that sometimes you've got to overlook the cry wolf syndrome, especially when your social media accounts are at risk, because not everyone out there is a hoax master. The next thing that happened was in April, and it taught me a lesson that if you're going to collaborate with someone artistically, don't collaborate with your idols. I was going to do a recording session where I wanted to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the song Get It On by T-Rex by recording with a few guys who I'm not going to name, with a couple of guys from a band that I really followed a lot in the late 90s. And one of them sort of really talked me up about it, and sort of getting my hopes up and all that. And then a few days before the recording session was plans for you to go ahead, he just pulled the plug on it, and he said that he didn't want to be involved in it anymore, and it was a bit too late for me to get replacement backup musicians to do the session, and that was just a real double whammy on my self-esteem. And then in around, I think it was March or April, someone who I had thought was a friend for over 10 years suddenly turned on me when he had complained to me about Scarlett Gunner blocking him on Instagram because he got really shitty when they told him not to spam them with off-topic music and current affairs or whatnot to the Instagram inbox, and they just politely told him that they only really use it for business correspondence. But he was just so cussed about it that they blocked him, and then he told me via voice message over the phone that he was going to beat them up because they were gay. And when I ignored him, he started sending me a slew of stalking phone calls threatening me, and he also threatened a friend of mine by threatening to burn her face off with a blowtorch, simply because she just told him, don't be a dickhead on social media. It's taught me a lesson, to always keep an eye on people who claim that they're my best friends, because after all this time, this guy was not. He was just using me to try and gain sanctuary to sell drugs in Brisbane, which he eventually got jailed for. But he was due to serve a 7-year sentence, but he only got 6 months. The next thing that happened was my camera and my laptop being stolen by a couple of homeless junkies that asked me for a lift to Kangaroo Point from my place, and I didn't realise that they had taken it until I was due to photograph a gig that night at Bleeds Bar, and the laptop had some music and photos that I had been working on for since about 2014, 13 or 14, and the police couldn't track down the computer or the camera. So yeah, that put real that put another double whammy on things. Then the next thing that happened was my sister going through a very messy separation, and she went from being a very confident and motivated woman to becoming a virtual nervous wreck, and because she's got the power of attorney on me, it made things very difficult to sort like money matters out and whatnot. But that's all water on the bridge now. She has got a good network of friends that help to encourage her and nurture her back to her old self again, and to face the challenges of being a single mother. Then I think the next thing that happened was I started getting very depressed with a lot of the stuff that was going on, that had been going on, and I just became like virtually catatonic, and would just like lay for hours in bed just mulling over everything, and apart from going to work and doing grocery shopping, I just distanced myself from the music world, from the photography world, from the naturist world, and everything else. And it was a pretty painful time. And during that time, I also started becoming very sort of introspective, and looking within me to see what I can do to make the future better for myself. Excuse me. One thing that I took up doing was the no fap challenge. Now, I think a lot of people don't need to know this about me, but for a number of years I'd had a PMO addiction, which is an acronym for porn, masturbation, orgasm addiction. And my friend said, if you want to get more energy and you want to feel more fit and healthier, go and do this challenge, and it's a 90-day challenge that several guys who've been porn addicts have done, and they've said that life has just got really all much better for them. They feel more motivated, they feel more energetic, and they feel a lot more focused. Because they've cut that sort of distraction out of their life, and I can understand where they're coming from, especially because pornography has changed so much in the last I think 20 years or so. Before the turn of the century, the only time you could get hardcore porn was strictly in adult shops or under-the-counter magazines that in newsagents that you had to have a driver's license or whatever as proof to be able to read. Now these days, porn is very easily accessible by young kids who can just get it at the click of a button, and it really worries me that there are porn addicts, who sort of get into it even at the ages of 9 to 11, when they still, don't really understand or know what sex is about, or how the body works, and they're doing this sort of thing themselves. But yeah, the No Fat Pair Challenge, I've been into it for about 71 days now, and yeah, I have not gone back to it, which has left me feeling a lot more energetic and focused with my life, which is good. Music-wise, I have started easing myself back into the scene again, as my boss has been giving me a bit of giving me a couple of days off work a week, so that I don't get burned out or anything like that. So yeah, I've been catching up with some of my musician friends, and I'm currently yeah, doing some recordings with D-Wiz 2.0, and also getting a solo act together, doing 70s glam rock and power pop and new wave originals, as well as some obscure glam rock covers, or stuff at least that wasn't that wasn't a major hit in Australia at the time, but was pretty big in the UK and Europe. So that's basically that, and I've also yeah, got my eye on a woman that I've known for a number of years, and asked her out last year, but yeah, she was still in a bit of a mess over the breakup of her last relationship, and yeah, but yeah, we're still in touch over social media, and yeah, I just really want to be able to get the timing right, when it comes to stuff like love and romance. Haven't been in a relationship since 2012, and kind of miss having a really special woman in my life, especially at the age of 50. When a lot of other guys my age, have been very well settled into relationships and started families and all that kind of thing. I missed out on a huge chunk of that when I was younger, and now I'm sort of preparing myself to better myself, so that I can be a good partner for Miss Right. That's about all I can say. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely post the comments. I'd like to hear how your year's been, and what you've all been doing. And yeah, that's about it. There's only 2.5 months left of the year to go, so make the best of it. Anyway, see you all. Bye.